knowing how they like to play, Pat Kelsey likes to play, and knowing how you guys want to play, I mean, are you excited for a game that could turn into just a back and forth, it seems like?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if that's what the game comes to, I mean, we're prepared for that by all means. But, we're just going to go there, play our game. I'm confident in our guys. I know they're super hyped and ready to play it as well. I mean, that goes for anybody. You don't really got to tell nobody what it is coming up. So, our guys will be ready.
Hey, Jalen, one of the players kind of made some comments in a post-game press about Kentucky. I don't know if you're aware of that. Are you?
No.
He said F him after a press conference. What are your kind of reactions to that, and does it light a fire in you and the team?
I mean, that's cool. I mean, they gonna talk. It's a rivalry. You want that. That's what makes it fun. So, by all means, they can chirp. I think we'll save our chirping during the game and after the game when we win. And, we'll just leave it at that.
Jalen, how are you feeling tonight? Just getting in the groove, having to play with that brace. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good. It's different. Never had something that kind of restricts my arm or, that's just on me like that. But it's just something I got to figure out. And it was great feeling out there. I think everybody knew it coming in today. Just got to get my win back. Feel a little bit better going forward.
Coach said he was excited that you were, I think it was a 5-0 or 6-0. I couldn't remember, but he said that was what was most exciting to him. Did you feel like you got in the groove when it came to facilitating at any point in that, just coming back?
I think that's just always my game. I'm just used to that. So having great guys around me to pass the ball to and make plays to is pretty easy.
I think you had Malachi for an alley-oop fairly early. Just what have you seen from his progression just since he got here in June, since you guys got here together?
Man, Mally is a great learner, and he learns fast. He's gone, just from a standpoint of just off the court, he's gotten so much stronger, and he's really paid attention to the details to help him get better, and I'm super proud of him. He's come a long way. He's going to be so important for us.
I'm sure you've been asked this, but how did it feel to finally get out there? And I know you've probably been working really hard to get back.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like it was like a fever dream, finally playing a Kentucky jersey, finally being out there with my guys, watching them for 3 games now. So, it felt amazing to be out there.
With the brace, how restrictive is that? And I think it was Yelovich maybe threw a pass that was a little off, and you caught it with that right arm. How did that feel?
It felt great. I mean, I had no problem doing it. I wouldn't be on the court if I couldn't do that. So, by all means.
Next week, how do you feel about this rivalry and you being a part of it for the first time?
I'm super excited for it. I mean, this is something that everybody looks forward to, playing a rivalry game, and then being this Kentucky-Louisville rival being one of the best rivalries in the country. Just super excited playing it. We know what comes with it, and just hoping that we go down there, play our game, and come out with a win.
Was that like a goal for you to try to get back in time for that one specifically?
Definitely, easily, yeah.
I mean, Jalen, on that note, how important was it to be able to play tonight just so you actually had some live game reps against someone else other than your teammates prior to the Louisville game?
I think I was just really important. That's all I was telling guys. I just want to be out there. I just want to, maybe just 10 minutes underneath my belt before we play Louisville. I want to be out there competing with my guys at that level.
Were you on a minutes restriction, or do they just kind of keep asking you how are you feeling, and you just how did that work?
I don't know. You got to ask coach and then the trainer side.
I won't tell them if you say that.
It's not my decision.
Did you feel 100%?
Yeah, I felt great. I told him if I didn't feel 100% or good enough to go out there, then keep me on the bench and I'll keep resting.
What kind of things did you see when you're on the bench and you're able to kind of like make observations?
Just the way that the other team is playing, how we're playing, what the flow of the game is, what reads could be open, how we need to do things defensively, just a little bit of everything that kind of my point guard head goes to, and just really evaluating everything before I go in.
What have you thought about?
Huh?
Did he fuss at you for diving on the floor tonight, sir?
Nah, they didn't fuss on me. I think I might have heard our trainer say, be careful. But, I made sure I was as careful as could be.
What have you thought about Denzel in your absence? And then just the dynamic that you two have created, the chemistry between you guys when you're out there on the court together?
I mean, Denzel's been great. We spent so much time together just talking about how things work, how to make things look smoother on the court. And he's been doing a great job. He's a leader. He's won a championship. he's a senior, so he's been through a lot and he knows how to carry a team and lead that position for sure.
Jalen, first game on the court back in Rub. Did you have a moment where you were just kind of standing around, taking it all in with the jersey?
I think I don't know. If people could go back and watch the game, it was sometime we were at the free throw line. I think a couple minutes when I was in, I was talking to O, and I just told him like, "Yo, this is wild," because just told him it's like a fever dream. Didn't feel real. Kind of just felt like I was going through the motions a little bit, just looking around, observing everything. But yeah, it felt amazing to be out there in front of this crowd.
The intensity on Tuesday night is going to be through the roof. You guys are emotional. How do you make sure that you keep those emotions, that competitiveness under control so that you can perform at peak level?
I think we just got a great group of guys that know what it means to go into a place like that with the emotions high but still keeping a cool head, and I think that's just a testimony to the way we play, the guys that we have on this team. I trust all my guys to, we all know what it means on Tuesday, but at the same time we know if we just play our game we'll be fine.
How do you guys know? Because a lot of your first-year guys, how do you know what Kentucky-Louisville means as much to the fans, especially?
I mean, in all honesty, I don't know as much as you guys. I just know that it's a huge rivalry. I've watched it growing up. But I'm pretty sure I'll get a good sense of it when I step into the Yum Center.
Yes, Trent and Malachi, guys like that?
Oh, yeah. Those guys will be fine.
You ask them about what it means?
Oh yeah, I've definitely asked them what it means, and it means the world to them to play in an environment like that, in a game like that. I mean, that's what they kind of live for. That's why they came to school here. So, to be those young guys and playing in this environment, I'm super excited for them. But they know what it means for sure.
Yeah, we get beer spilled on us every time we go there, so that's how intense it is.
That's all good. We'll protect you guys.
You want to see one of the coaches tell Trent he can't play in this game?
No, absolutely not. Trent knows going to do everything in his power to play.
You've played in the building before, right?
Yes, sir. I played there 2 times, my freshman year and my sophomore year.
So you've got a little bit of a feel for what it's like there. What do you think the difference will be coming in wearing a Kentucky jersey?
I just feel like there's going to be a little bit more cameras and a little bit more booze. That's what I'm looking forward to. I mean, last year when I was at Pittsburgh, like I said, it was one of the greatest places I played at. I think we played them during spring break, but the whole place was sold out. They had black and red. Like I respect Louisville a lot, but at the end of the day, we're in a Kentucky jersey now, and we know what it means to, win this game.
Coach was talking about you make razor sharp passes from 30 feet away. In your lifetime, how many of your teammates have you smacked upside the head with the ball because they weren't ready for what you were going to deliver?
I've smacked a lot of teammates with the ball because, I always tell my guys just to be ready. Some guys don't know that I see them sometimes and I'm going to get it there when it needs to get there. So I've done a great job in the last couple years of my guys knowing and preparing them for that.
It only takes once, right?
Yeah.
Just having him, that's an extra weapon we got, that makes it easier for all of us, his pace, he's one of the fastest guards in the country, one of the best playmakers, and he go find us, also he can go create his own and make his own shot.
When this team is at full strength, how good can you guys be?
We can be great, we saw the little sneak peek today, we still missing a couple guys, but, with the players we got now, I feel like everybody buying in and we doing what Coach tells us to do, so.
How much was getting off to a fast start this night?
Coach, in film, the last film that we had, he hit on us. We got to have a better start, and I feel like we did better on that today.
Looking ahead a little bit, you guys have Louisville next, a top 15 matchup. They've already talked a little trash. Do you have any thoughts on playing this rivalry for the second year?
Just the same old, rivalry that took place last year. We go in there and take it as another game. It's one of their biggest games. They always talk about it, but just going in there, not overdoing nothing, doing us, and coming out with a win.
Did you hear the quote that one of their players said last night?
Oh yeah, I did. But we ain't paying much mind. They just over there talking, do what they do. But we're excited to play them next Tuesday.
This is your second year playing against them, but how are you kind of relating to the guys who are new to the team, just what this game means to UK?
Yeah, just letting them know, it's going to be a lot of talking. We all got to keep our heads, because I was one of them who kind of lost mine last year. So just, learning from that and then telling them, it's going to be a big-time game, the juice going to be there. So just going out there doing what we do, don't overdo stuff.
You were perfect tonight from the field, free throw line. Can you kind of just talk about how you were feeling out there?
Yeah, just doing what I do out there, to help my team get a big-time win against a great opponent. But, just doing what I'm told, not overdoing nothing, and good things happen when you do that.
You and Malachi both kind of were the recipients of some lob dunks tonight. How much is that baked into your all's offense, and how nice is it to be able to just get some easy buckets like that and get yourself going and your teammates?
Yeah, there's no lobs without the guards, so we always give them credit to the guards, just because they're great passers, they always go find us on the roll and stuff. So just doing what we're doing, setting a big-time screen, rolling hard, and finishing the lob that the guard throws us.
It's 2 straight games now that you've held the opponent under 60 points. Is there anything different from last year in terms of the defensive acumen of this team that's really helping you all so far?
I feel like just this year we took big steps in the defensive end, spending more time on that. We didn't do that much last year, but, just doing the little things, and I feel like everybody's buying in on it, and everybody loves defense, so I feel like that's helping us.
Brandon, how different is it from going from Lamont to a guy like Jaland? What's the biggest difference you see in both of them? And is it a little bit of a culture shock to kind of get used to one or the other?
Not really. I feel like they both, fast guards, get downhill, great playmakers. So it's not like a big difference. It's just like J. Lowe's a different person, but I feel like he came out there, did what he did, and that's an extra weapon that helped us win this year.
You guys were up by 10 after a minute or 2. Mm-hmm. How did you get off to such a fast start tonight?
Yeah, like I said, just watching film and stuff, and Coach told us we got off to a slow start last game. So, just in practice we was hitting on that, fast pace, getting up shots and stuff, and I feel like we did a great job on that tonight.
Is it harder to start fast or to sustain for the entirety of the game?
Probably sustain it. I feel like we did that tonight, and that's why we was up the whole game, and our bench came in, did what they did, and it was just wave after wave, and they couldn't keep up with it. So.
BG, how does it feel to have Malachi, you, Andrea, just so many pieces down there down low where it can come in waves? Because Pope says he wants to be able to even play harder and go more and see these guys come in and out more. How effective is it with all you guys down low?
Yeah, it's very, just because, we're all big, huge. We all got different talents, and I just feel like it's just different waves coming in. The many teams not as deep as us, so I feel like that's our biggest, up on teams, I say. So just grateful to have them.
What do you think of Malachi's performance now? You guys are battling probably every single day in practice, and just in his second college career game to have the 18 and 10 game.
Yeah, like I said, he's very talented, bright future ahead of him. Big guy, and like you said, in practice, we're making each other better, so I feel like that's paying off now.
You're one of the only guys on this team who knows what you guys are walking into Tuesday night. Mm-hmm. You know what UK U of L looks like, what it feels like. What do you expect out of this one?
Oh yeah, just pumped up. A lot of guys been talking about it, but just going out there, don't overdo stuff, doing what we do, and I feel like we'll come out with a big time win.
With Cam, he's been not shooting the ball too well so far, but he's doing all the other stuff, rebounding and playing defense. Do y'all say anything to him with his shooting, or do you just kind of let him be his own person and figure it out, or how does that work?
Oh yeah, we don't harp on him because like you said, he's doing the extra stuff. Just because it's gonna happen to everybody, shots not gonna fall, and obviously it's not going his way. But I feel like he's on the bench. He's still cheering us all on and doing the little plays. Like he played great defense tonight. Rebounded the ball. And that shows up and helps us get big time wins. So.
How does it feel to have Jaland back? And what does he bring to the team?
Yeah, it feels great. Just his fast pace. Very fast guard, playmaking ability, and just leadership. He's always talking to me on the floor. If I mess up, he getting on to me, and you need players like that. So.
Thanks, BG.
It feels amazing. Just having that under my belt. I felt like I made a real impact tonight, and my confidence is through the roof right now.
It's good timing, right, with Louisville ahead?
Yeah, I always have confidence. And like I said, we're coming these next 3 days. We're gonna prep, and then be ready for Tuesday.
Being a local kid, what does that one mean to you to get to suit up in that game?
It means a lot. I mean, you know, being from the state of Kentucky, those are games that we always watched growing up, and now we finally get to be a part of it.
What's the locker room saying about this game?
You know, we're just coming ready to play. We're gonna play our hearts out, and we're gonna live with the outcome.
How much was starting fast a point of emphasis for you guys tonight?
It was a big point of emphasis. I feel like when we played against Nicholls State the other day, we kind of started out a little slow. Shots weren't really falling. But I think just having that fast start like that, like we had today, it just gives so much more confidence for the rest of our team. And, I mean, it really just sets the tone for the game.
How good can you guys be when you're at full strength?
We're going to be really good. We're going to be really, really, really good.
You had mentioned earlier that making your free throws was something that kind of settled you into the game, gave you confidence. I know it seems like a simple thing, but like, why was that something that kind of grounded you and gave you that belief tonight?
It's just one of those things. You know, it's a free throw, it's a free point. And I mean, whenever you make it, it gives you the confidence to make a lot of other shots. And I was dunking the ball, so I mean that's pretty fun as well.
Why does rebounding come so easy for you?
You know, growing up, I was always the big 5-man, and that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to rebound the ball. So I just try to throw my weight around in there and just try to get my hand on the rebound. And you know, we always set a goal before the game, and my goal is just to be a monster on the glass.
How much did having a big brother help you with that? I assume he was taller than you for a while.
Yeah, he was taller than me until about quarantine, and I shot up. But, you know, he was a big rebounder as well. So he kind of, you know, taught me the ins and outs, and he kind of helped me get good at it, I guess.
Do you have a season goal with rebounding? Like, is there a certain mark that you kind of go into every game with?
Just to be able to help my team win the rebounding battle, really. You know, it's one of our keys for the game, and I think just being able to be a rebounder like that, it makes transition a lot easier for our team as well, because then everybody can get out and run.
Malachi, you talked about the fast start. It's one thing to start fast. It's another thing to sustain for 40 minutes. How are you guys able to do that tonight, even when you were up 20, 30 points at some points?
You know, we have a standard here at Kentucky, and that's to play for all 40 minutes at the same pace. So I think just being able to come in after wave and keeping up with that pace, it was a great start, and we had a great finish.
Your connection with Jasper tonight was really apparent. What was working so well for you two specifically?
I think we just have that Kentucky connection.
What does it do for you guys having Jaland back out there?
It's awesome. I think he's the best point guard in the country, and he's quick, he's shifty, and I'm glad he's on my team.
You were talking about trust a little bit earlier. What does it feel like to have Pope have that trust in you and build that trust in the team?
It's great. I mean, just having a coach like that, I feel like he's just adding more fuel to the fire for all of us, and he kind of just makes the game so much easier for everybody.
And then looking back in the future, I mean, obviously you want wins, but you know, what is it? What's the future look like for you in Kentucky? You know, what's the future look like as a team?
Win number 9. Hopeful. Win number 9. That's the future. That's the only goal I have.
Malachi, y'all had 6 guys scoring double-digit figures. How much does that help momentum going into Louisville?
I think it just gives us all this confidence that we need. And I mean, yeah, we all scored in double figures, but now that game's in the past, and now we're ready to start our prep.
This is the best shooting performance so far for Kentucky. Does that help you do your job inside offensively more in any way?
Yeah, I mean, having those kind of shooting splits, like I said before, I think it just gives everybody confidence, and just having that confidence as a team, it's a recipe for success.
It's your first double-double of your career tonight. Was there any moment tonight where the Kentucky kid just came out and you were like, oh my God, I have my first double-double, or something like that?
Definitely. I think every point I score, the Kentucky kid comes out at me and he's just like, you just scored a point for the University of Kentucky. So it was definitely a moment that I'm going to remember, and it's a moment I'm going to have fun with.
I know this is maybe not the most serious thing in the world, but you're the guy who does the handshakes when everyone comes out in the starting lineup. How did you get assigned that responsibility, and what do you like about it?
So I have the handshake with pretty much everybody in the organization. I take pride in it too. Me and my brother, we have like 30 different handshakes that we do, and I think that kind of just rubbed off on me, and now I just want to have a handshake with everybody. So
you said organization, so players, coaches, GAs, everybody?
Everybody.
How do you keep that all straight?
You know, you practice it a couple times and then it just sticks in your brain.
Got a favorite one that you do with a player, coach, anybody?
Yeah, my favorite one would probably be with Coach Robinson. You know, it's simple, and all it is a gentleman's shake. That's probably my favorite one.
Is this the thing where you practice it with guys before they come out? I know Colin told me a couple nights ago that he just kind of invented his on the fly, I think, before the Georgetown game.
Yeah, when we go out to sit in our little tunnel, before our little tunnel walk, I make sure I go up to everybody and I make sure that I know the handshake, so that way when we get to it, I don't mess it up, because that would be really bad. But I just make sure that I got everybody straight, I know what everybody's doing, and then I just remember it.
Have you messed any up?
Yeah, I messed one up with Trent, I think, against Purdue. So I gotta get back for that one. But man, I fixed it after that, so we're good, I think.
What's protocol if you ever move into the starting lineup?
I don't even know. Somebody going to do the handshakes. I know when we meet, but I mean, I love doing the handshakes, so it's awesome.
I'm out of here, boss. Appreciate you.
Thank you for coming.
Hey, Malachi, I don't know if you're aware of some comments that some Louisville players made in the post-game press. Are you aware? What were your kind of initial reactions to that?
Honestly, no reaction. We don't pay attention to outside noise. We're just keeping everything in-house, and we're just prepping and getting ready for Tuesday.
You said we. What about that Kentucky boy you were talking about earlier? Did he have any reactions to it?
I'm a Kentucky boy, but I live by the standard of Kentucky basketball, and that's not to let the outside noise, kind of dictate our emotions. It's just to make sure we keep the main thing, and that's winning number 9, and that's playing as a team.
All of the talk aside, just what does it mean to you to get to play in the Kentucky-Louisville game? I'm sure that's one you watched, learned, studied quite a bit coming up.
Hey, it's a lot of fun. It's just something that all Kentucky kids dream of. It's a big game of the year, and that little kid comes out of me after that, and he's just like, I'm ready to hoop.
Do you have any favorite memories of that rivalry, of that series? Is there any one game?
If I had to pick a game, I would probably pick the game when it was Ashton Hagens got a dunk at the end of the game. That was a really fun game to watch. Willie Cauley-Stein got that dunk and that stare down. That was pretty cool to watch. And then I think Lamont Butler's performance last year, that's something that's always going to be memorable. So.
Were you over there were you here for that one?
I wasn't here for that one. I came here right after a game.
Yeah.